better to pay off your own house and be able to live rent-free at the end of time than it is to continue renting. Because I see you're doing all of these weights. Are you going to go on the front line with the riots? Are you going to go on the front line with the race riots? Are you going on the front line?
You're trying to call right now has not been recognised.
No, but what's the point of all this Junior did?
Brother,
why didn't you go and defend the city? And apparently they're coming to Croydon today. Today's Wednesday, the 8th, I think, of August. 7th of August. Apparently they're coming to Croydon at 8 PM. So are you going to be defending your city?
I'll be in my house watching some anime.
Okay. So you don't care enough?
This ain't 2011. This ain't 2001.
So
Brother.
You don't care enough?
No.
No?
I'll be honest.
No.
You see online here. There's a lot of I call it fake outreach, where people pretend they care, and let's be honest. The times when the man them have been in the front line, allegedly, the people that are always tweeting that they care, man never saw them. So now that I'm at a position where I know I've got a lot to lose, what are you lot gonna do? Like, if now I get nicked, come back in 5 years, you're gonna set up a GoFundMe?
But they have a duty of care towards blacks.
Are you gonna set up a GoFundMe?
Shouldn't we?
Are you gonna set up a GoFundMe? Like the other day, back to me. The other day, someone was tweeting, "Oh, all the people at GRM Gala, they should be out there protesting right now." I said, "Oh, so you want them to wear their like fly suits and transform?" So he gets to transform to crazy, and his eyes start flickering, and he jumps off the building and goes in.
We have to mobilise.
Yeah. How about you? How about you?
No,
wait, we're going to you now. No, I'm asking you the question you asked me. No, Gabriel. So today at 8 PM, are you going to be in Croydon?
Okay. I'll tell you what it is, yeah?
Yeah, go on.
I'll tell you what it is for me.
Story.
My thing is, I always say, go first.
Yeah?
Yeah, like when people say all this stuff, you go first and I'll see how it works.
I'll watch from the hills.
And
if you man there, I'll do it.
I'll tell you what it is for me.
Hey man, you remember
that? I think this is the problem. I think we should mobilise, but I think the issue is that.
But there's no union.
The yobs who are going out there, and I don't know what group they are. Some will call them far right, some will call them media. Wherever it is, it's a bunch of people that look Caucasian. I don't know whether they're Irish, English, wherever they're from. They look Caucasian, whatever they are.
Call a racist spade a spade.
Yeah.
Go on.
So they're going out there to apparently what they claim they're defending is the fact that Britain is no longer the Britain that they knew. Okay, this guy went out there and rest in peace to the, I think it was three kids that died. Yeah. Was it two? And three
kids.
And he's gone and stabbed them and killed them. So they're now saying, look, this country's going to shit. So we're going out there to protest and make sure this doesn't happen. They didn't talk about the Islamic community and the things that they're just scapegoating the Islamic community. And Muslims have mobilised and said, look, you can't do this. And the question is, as I say, is they throw the BAME thing, saying that we should all, black and ethnic.
I don't.
Take the B out of BAME first of all.
Yeah.
Take the everything out of BAME. BAME is a facade.
It's a facade.
Take it out. But am I going to go and fight? I'm not going to fight. And I'll look in the camera now and tell you, I'm not going. Don't message me. Don't call me. Don't say Gabriel something's happening.
Just 'cause you got my
I'm
number.
not going to, because the yobs who are going out there are probably jobless, have nothing to lose, and unfortunately, as I always say to people, are you ready to go to jail? All you people that are saying, I saw like some tweets and some Instagram posts saying, yes, like, man, them, get ready. Some people don't have passports. and you're
that's the problem, allegedly.
And you'll get lifted. You'll get lifted like a non-tax vehicle. like just be real. Some people are on still a license. You'll get lifted like a non-tax vehicle. Like, we need to use diligence and be smart. Because I'm not spending a night in a cell. I'm not. And when we had the riots in 2011, I remember, as I said, find me a hypocrite and you'd have found a liar also. I remember when I was condemning the riots, and then somehow someone had a TV that was half price for sale. And I sat there and
you thought about it, but you didn't purchase it because, moving on swiftly.
Yeah, I didn't buy the TV because
there were many people that allegedly got some good deals at that time in life, but I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't. Chiz, you wouldn't buy anything half price, would you? Wes, you wouldn't buy anything half price, would you?
Nah, I don't know these people. I don't associate with these criminals.
Wes, where do you sit in this, Wes?
What do you mean?
Where do you sit?
Wait. Clarify why you're asking me, because I don't like that smile on your face.
Huh?
Why are you asking me this question?
No, because obviously.
Why are you asking me?
Because Chiz was asked, I was asked.
Oh, okay.
Man is giving his view.
You're not with the same smile that you.
No, that's what I'm saying. Where do you sit in this race riots?
Got nothing to do with me, bro.
No, so I was asking, where do you sit?
In the race riot.
No, let's just say for instance, like let's say we've got the black community on one side, and let's say we've got the white community. And first of all, we shouldn't paint everybody, because not all whites agree with what's going on. So let me just put that out there. I know I'm bantering a bit. Let's just put that out there. Not all whites are agreeing with what's going on. So let's not act like it's a race war. It's a certain set of people who have an issue in a certain demographic. Well, my question is, let's say you just see a group of white people and there's a group of black people. What's funny? I don't understand.
Continue, please.
I understand that.
No, please.
So you're asking him who?
No. You don't.
No, I didn't say that.
He knows what he's asking. He knows.
I just know like, what side are you running to? Wait,
It's got nothing to do with
Why
me,
did you
bro.
man cross it over?
which way are you going?
That's why you're wearing black and white.
Yeah. So that it doesn't matter what colour you are.
MJ, yeah?
You know, I also don't know, where do you sit in this genuinely?
What's going on?
So like, for instance, you've seen what's happening, okay? And
You know what?
guess,
I actually haven't, but
No?
from what you've been saying, I'm kind of I'm in the loop a bit. But
now I think my biggest issue with all of this is that I think the biggest issue isn't actually what's going on. The biggest issue is what the government are and not doing, which has caused all of these issues. The scaremongering, the scapegoating, and all of that, and all the issues we're having right now with the economy. I think that's the main issue, and now they're using immigrants as their go-to. You know, and when you say, I was having this debate in a WhatsApp group, and I want to get your view on this. So sometimes you get people online who will say, they're tired of England, they hate England, England is this, England is that. Would you say you sit in that group where it's like, England is this, England that? Like, are you one of those that kind of complain about England?
I wouldn't. I think.
When you go back to Ghana to live, why are you here? Genuine question. Why are you still here? I'm being facetious. Why haven't you gone back home?
We'll have a conversation about that off camera.
No, why haven't you gone back home?
No, we'll have a conversation about that off camera.
Okay. I get what you mean.
But yeah, I feel like there's a struggle everywhere. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's like you have to pick your struggle. And I think the thing with England,
is it a fair question to say go home? Like, if you're that bothered about England, go home. Is that a fair question?
I think yes and no. It depends on who you're asking. It depends on who you're talking to. Because if for somebody who is born and raised here complaining about everything here, and they don't have any, that like England is all they know, then what are you talking about? Like, do you see what I'm saying? Because that person is English.
Okay. Or British, sorry.
Or
British.
that person is British. So in that sense, like, you're just complaining about.
Do you see here as home?
I feel like for me, there are not enough things that make this feel like home for me. In the sense of, and I'll explain some things. Yeah. When I go to Ghana, and even like when I've been to like Jamaica and certain places, you see billboards with just black people, and so I don't have to. When I go into certain settings, I don't have to be aware of myself. Like, you know,
code
like
switch.
not even code switching, because you have to speak to code switch. Yeah, excuse me. For those of us who are blessed enough to be somewhat tall, when we step into a building.
Interesting.
Sorry, I'm not talking to Gabriel.
I thought that was a shot at Chiz.
No.
And Wes, I thought you were talking about Chiz.
No, that's for 6 foot plus. Anyway, as I was.
Wow. Okay. Continue.
No. But on a real. Like, as a black man.
Tall, but
Okay, cool. As a black man, 6 foot plus, when I go into a corporate setting, I have to be wary of the fact that I may be perceived as intimidating.
Okay.
Just because of my presence.
Is that because you're tall or because you're bald?
Wow. I mean. Wow.
One. No, please continue. Sorry.
Why would it?
No. Sorry.
No,
Please
I just
continue.
wanna know,
No,
why would it
because
be
no,
because
because
I'm
you said about blessed about being tall.
Yeah. So why would
We can start a height wars right now. It's fine.
But why would it be? I said tall. So why
No,
would
it's just
you
a
say
question. I was asking you. So
I'm asking you.
Uno reverse.
I'm saying. I said tall. So why did you say bald?
Yeah, no, I was just interested.
So you were saying that you don't want to be intimidating because of your
No, I'm saying.
Your height.
I'm saying
Your height. Sorry.
there are certain situations. Let me give you an example, right? Once pre-COVID time, a guy that worked for me had a situation, and he came to the workplace and confronted the person he had the situation with, right?
Okay.
Now he was wearing a hoodie. It was raining, right? Now I sat in on this person's disciplinary. Excuse me. Now the argument was he wore the hoodie to intimidate the person, and I sat in defense of this and said, well, it's a jacket that he wears every day, and it was raining that day, and he had his hood up. And
Fair argument.
right. So where is the argument for intimidation? He wasn't intimidating because he was wearing a hoodie. He was
it's
intimidating
raining.
because he was intimidating.
Yeah. Okay.
And they're two separate things. You see what I'm saying? And the point that I'm making in this is we as black people, as you know, being of certain stature, and that's height regardless, because certain men are just stocky. And no, again, I'm not talking about you. So like certain men are just stocky, so they can you stop doing that? Can you stop? And so when that's the case, they have to. You've got to like beat allegations on a normal day.
So you're saying that when you was in Ghana, you felt more at peace within yourself?
I don't have to worry about that. In Ghana, they're like, and more time it's amongst like black people here. They'll be like, do you play basketball or whatever? And I'll be like, no. But it's like,
Why do people ask you if you play basketball?
because I'm tall, Gabriel. Alright, let's just settle this right now. I'm taller than you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Well, there's an operation you can have, but I don't know if it's that deep. I don't care personally, but you know. You alright?
I had a great week. Chizo, do you see this at home? Are you
I wasn't born here.
But do you see England as home? And if not, why have you not gone back to Nigeria?
Yeah, partly. I see it now as I've got two homes.
Why haven't you gone back to Nigeria to live? Why are you still here?
Remember what I told you before, what my uncle said?
What's that?
You lot that live in England live here because you're poor men.
Because you're poor men?
Yeah.
That's what you mean?
You don't have enough minerals to live there.
As in Ghana, in Nigeria, basis. So
yeah.
you don't have it in you. You're not man enough to live in.
No. Saying that you're the kind of bread you have won't be at the level you want to live at over there.
Explain. I don't get it. Explain.
So
It's not. It's not. Yeah. It's not. It ain't got enough. Yeah.
It's not long
Mine's
enough.
not long enough. Yeah.
yeah, them man when they move around, they move with convoys. You get me? They move.
You know one thing
You do that for Christmas. You don't do that every day, basically.
One thing that has always been raised in this whole having money back home versus having money here is, you see, back home things are changing a bit now, but if you got your house, that's your house.
Yeah.
If you've got your phone, that's your phone. If you've got your car, that's your car. Credit is not a thing. Well, like I say, it's changing now.
But generally speaking, yeah.
Right. Whereas here, you lose your job today, you're finished.
As in,
9 times out of 10.
As in the UK?
Yeah, because you can't keep up with your lifestyle. Like you can't. For many people, if you lose your job today,
2 months.
2 months tops.
I wouldn't even give it 2 months.
Exactly. Whereas back home, it's like.
That's a terrible way to live, man.
But that's
the reality for a lot of people.
This is
I
what
know.
I'm
I
saying.
get it. I understand that, but you know, like when people buy like cars and stuff on finance, you're living to pay off that bill, that debt. I'm so anti that. I'd rather not have a car and have the freedom.
Mortgage,
do you know what I mean?
Same though.
Yeah, mortgage, 100%. Yeah.
Have you ever actually looked at the terms of a mortgage? Like, it's scary, bro. Like and ultimately the crux of it is, if you do not keep up with payments, we will repossess your home.
Yeah.
Like it's
like
mad.
anything,
And so the concept of that is you're always going to be fighting and striving to keep up with those payments.
But then why is that perceived as like the goal or the objective to have a mortgage? Why is that the be all and end all? Why do people take pictures jangling keys like they've
Let's be real. In more circumstances than not,
Yeah.
it's better to pay off your own house and be able to live rent free at the end of time than
Yeah.
it is to continue renting.
Yeah.
That's just being on it. Is it the best investment ever in the world? No.
Mm-hmm.
But is it a safe investment? Generally, yes. Is it good to have that peace of mind of knowing that at 65 you don't have to pay rent to anybody is great.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, if that's the only reason why, because people always say, oh, property this, why buy a house, why buy this? For the peace of mind that maybe when you become 65 you don't have to pay rent anymore.
Yeah.
And when you talk about your pension, I was having this conversation with someone yesterday. How much money do you think you need saved as a pension or saved from the age of, say you retire at 65
Yeah.
and you're going to live to 85, that's 20 years. Just try and think roughly, give me a round number, how much money do you think you need saved in your bank account?
What, 65 until I'm dead?
To 20 years, how much money do you think you need for 20 years of living as a pensioner? 20 years of living. Just roughly, give me a number, what do you think? 800
bags to a
600
mil?
bags?
Yeah.
600 bags will give you 30k a year.
Yeah.
You need to technically have 600 grand saved either as a pension, or you've got maybe 2.5 grand coming in from your investments every month for you to live. And if you've got to that point and you don't have that, you're going to be in trouble. Just 600 bags saved by 65, or a pension pot that is equivalent to that.
But it's like the age-old conversation that you've been having across many different thingies, where now wages are not matching at all.
No, it's a joke.
Anywhere near.
Our generation's finished.
I remember when my dad first got set up over here, when like his weekly pay, he could pay off like his rent.
Yeah.
He could go food shopping. He
On 1
could
week's pay,
his
yeah.
car
Yeah.
on one.
And saved
exactly, on 1 week's
saved
pay.
remaining 3 weeks.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, do you think if
Impossible.
you're paid weekly in this, you got to pick a bill, bro.
Yeah. It's
And
impossible.
then next week's pay will cover next week's.
But then we know this, but why are we still here?
Yeah, that's.
Because it's one thing. A lot of us, like, let's just forget all the other AMEs in Bain. Let's talk about us. We will complain day in day out about stuff that happens here, and it's a genuine question. When we keep saying why are we not going back to rebuild our own country, you deadlift, you squat, you're just about to bench your PB now. Why don't you? Why?
Hey, this guy got jokes.
Why are you going?
You're
back
on
to,
me today, innit?
No, I'm saying that's a big pause.
You're on me.
That's a big
No,
pause.
you are.
No. I'm saying, why are you going back?
Huh?
Why are you going back to your country? It's a genuine question. All you're not watching this right now that complain about England, and I'm saying this genuinely. Why are you not going back? I'll tell you why I'm not going back. But why are you not in the comments? Tell us why you're not going back to fix your country.
But hear the joke. I've said to
Go and
I've
rebuild
said-
your country.
Wes, what I said to you? I said, right, if man has ecom popping how man needs it, let's say I start an ecom business and it pops within 2 years. What do we say?
You could do that.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
going.
I'm gone. I always say to him, I'm
Go
gone.
to where?
Huh?
To Nigeria?
Between Nigeria and States.
So you're going to the States. Go back
No,
to
no, no,
go
no,
back to
no.
your
I'm
village.
living between both.
Go back to your village.
No, I said I'm living between both.
No,
6
go
months
back-
in the village, 6 months in the States.
No, do 7 months in the village and 5 months in the States.
Bro, it wouldn't affect me, you know. I love it back home.
Where are your
I
parents?
don't think you understand.
As in
man.
your,
My dad's from Jamaica.
why didn't you go back to Jamaica?
I've never been.
Never been.
Never been.
Why have you not been to Jamaica?
Do you know what?
Why,
I think
about that? Why have you not gone to explore that part of your family tree, your lineage?
Gables
Because
to
I-
make bare times, isn't it?
interesting.
Yeah, better.
Yeah,
Why
but
do you
you
do
man,
that?
you man go like Dream Weekend and that. So yeah.
No, I like
Anyways,
I like Jamaica.
Nah, why have I not been? I think
Jamaica, and Jamaica loves me.
I think for me,
Gaza, I'm saying.
Wow.
What was that,
Is
sorry?
this what you did?
Gaza?
no, I think it's for me. I look at it and I don't see the purpose at the moment. I'd like to go back at some point, but it's like it's on my to-do list.
Alright, let me ask
So
you a
like a
question
massive-
on that.
Go
Is that when you say you don't see the purpose at the moment?
That's dangerous.
Is there like a level of
Some chest.
like is there like a level of
Pigeon chest slabs.
when you say you don't see the purpose, as in what would the purpose be for you to go back to Jamaica?
I like to know where I'm from. I like to kind of see. I like to get engaged in the culture and stuff because
But you don't
obviously
see the purpose in being engaged in that now?
no, I'm engaged in it now, but it's not. It's different. The UK Jamaican culture is completely different from Jamaican. And
No, I hear that.
also, if I go over there, I'm a foreigner. I'm not Jamaican. Let's clarify that. If I went to live there, I'm foreign. I'm not like them, man. I'm foreign, boy. Like, I'll get charged foreigner prices. I got a British accent.
Yeah, no, I
It's
hear
completely
that.
different. So I think for me, because as well,
So you go there for 6 months and soak it up.
Because alright, so first things first. It's of my understanding that it's not like it's not safe over there. In the sense of once you leave, if I went to a hotel, I got to stay on the compound.
You know what's mad,
As soon as I start venturing out, it gets techie because I'm a foreigner. Like
So basically, nowhere's home for us then. Because even when I've gone to Nigeria, as much as I enjoyed it, they didn't look at me as a Nigerian, and I'm not home here. So where is home?
That I guess that's based on how you position yourself. Because when you're in Nigeria, do you move Nigerian?
Well, I try to speak a little bit of fake Yoruba.
That's not what I said.
I know.
That's not
You know,
what
I wear my slasher sandals. You know, I put dust on my kneecaps. I try to blend in.
Wow.
No, but this is the reality. Soon as you come off the plane,
So do you pick the dust from the floor and rub it on
you
you?
see like how Olima Mega will sometimes do his videos and he'll scratch his kneecap. Yeah. The reality is this, and I know I'm bantering. Like when you come off the plane, they look at how fresh you are and they know you're not from here. Even when you go out, they know you're not from here.
there you go.
And I've had people say to me, oh, Britico. I'm like, no, I'm Nigerian. No, you're Britico. I'm like, you're almost having to have an argument with them about, like, I'm Nigerian. And I'll be honest with you, why have I not gone back to Nigeria? When I live in Nigeria, I'm being real. Anyone who watched the Olympics would have seen that there was a runner who was meant to run, and they failed to register her
100 meter.
for the 100 meters, so she couldn't run.
Yeah.
A lot of times, this Olympics 2024,
Yeah.
she's travelled to France to go and run, only to get to the assembly point and say, sorry mate, the country ain't registered you. C'est le voulez pour les Français fermer les bouches. She's like, what do you mean? She couldn't
Yeah, they
run.
only registered her for 200. Then it happened to.
It happened
That happened
Olympics
to
before.
one of the throwing girls. So they said to her that last Olympic before they didn't register her. So imagine
traveling
train 4
there.
years.
These
travel
times
to
she's
Tokyo.
traveling there thinking it's gonna be a deadly day. Both of us gonna die on the line, and
Bro, the girl,
Nothing.
this other girl won for the
Just
USA
like I said,
yesterday.
right,
She,
she's
she
a
came,
school today,
she
I
came
realised.
silver.
no, that.
Nice.
This is what I'm
You know,
saying.
all she's in it, you know, that's about what, 3 inches, isn't
This
it?
is what I'm
And
saying.
you'll be a man. All she needs is just 3 inches,
This is
you
what I'm
know.
saying. This is what I'm saying. This is why we can't have this debate, Gabriel.
I'm confused. You're standing on something that's high.
Stand here.
Look, okay, you stand there, stand on there.
No, you.
No, stand there.
In fact, stand on the weight.
Oh, come
Stand on the way.
Oh, come on, clearly. You know,
Stand on the weight. No, but the thing is, the difference is not that
It's
much.
huge.
This is what I want you to know.
It's huge, it's huge, it's
Don't
huge,
say
it's huge,
it's
it's huge, it's huge, it's huge, it's huge, it's huge.
Stand right next to me here.
You're not that, I don't know why you act like you're tall, bro.
I'm taller than you.
Yeah, but you're not that tall, bro. No one's gonna look at me like, oh, the shorter guy.
Stretching his neck, bro.
No one's gonna say, oh, the shorter guy, the shorter guy. Oh, I was a shorter guy. No one's gonna say it was a shorter guy.
Definitely.
You're
No,
not
are you alright? Look at you.
No one said it's a shorter guy that done it.
Look at you. Silly,
yes.
you silly Billy.
I think the hardest part is where home is, and I think the question is that, like, this is what I want the question to be: is why have you not gone back home to rebuild your countries? In World War II, millions of Indians came to come and help build England after the World War II. I think about 3,000 Jamaicans joined the Navy, so they came here to help rebuild the country. Now I'm asking, why don't we now go back? 70 years later, why have we not gone back to rebuild our countries? Why are we still here?
It's the infrastructure, no? Like the actual infrastructure. Because, like, for example, like in Dubai, like I can't remember the guy, I think it's like Sheikh something, and like the way they run their country, they've got infrastructure and they've got plans to kind of
But
progress.
isn't it for us, with all the brains we've got now and education we've got now, to now go back to our countries and put the infrastructure there? Because the reality is this:
It
a lot of us
would
complain
take enough of us,
a
but
lot of us complain it, but what are we doing?
yeah, it would take enough of us, but I don't see that happening.
And that's the problem, is that we're enjoying the spoils of being in the West. And don't get me wrong, they messed up and destabilised our country as to why we're here. Let's not pretend there's a reason why we're here. We're here. I'm here because of that. And even though the NHS is painstaking, I enjoy the free. It's not free because you're paying for it, but I enjoy the NHS. If you've ever been to Nigeria, you'll see how lawless and unruly Nigeria is. I don't think I could live in Nigeria. As much as I hate the rules here, I need the balance, and I don't think there's much balance in Nigeria for me. I couldn't live there. I've been to Ghana. Ghana was just too slow for me. I think I could live there because it's peaceful, but Ghana's just very slow. Everything is yes please, no please, yes please. And then they're garnishing porn star martinis with egg. When I saw that day, I said, I said, where's the Prosecco? I said, where's the Prosecco? She was like, oh, Prosecco, we are using egg. I said,
Gabriel, you're a fool, you know.
I said, how? Everything in Ghana is garnished with egg.
Gabriel, you're
Tell them like,
Everyone said the showers are spitting out egg.
tell them like,
yeah, you fool.
Scrubbing his body with egg.
tell them like,
Yeah, you fool.
He said, just scrubbing your body with egg in the morning.
tell them like,
You man are dumb.
tell them like,
You're lying, bro.
they don't.
Porn star martini with egg.
Yeah, floating in the drink.
You hasn't been
That's
back
funny.
to her.
That's funny, bro. That's funny.
There's a yolk just there.
Shot of egg whites, no prosecco.
You lot scumbags. They're all scumbags.
Bro, on the side though, like, why have you not gone back though?
I have.
You're too
And-
westernized.
I know you have your reasons why, but the general black person
Yeah.
who's
You become too
educated now,
westernized.
why have you not gone back?
You become too westernized. Yeah, that's the real talk.
I think. Do you know what I think it's what's the word I'm looking for? It's halfway between the simplicity of here and the complexity of wherever home is, and just kind of calling it a day. You see what I'm saying? Like not wanting to put in all the work that's required to do what needs to be done there, and
Simple things like, let's say like right now, we're here recording. In the background, you be hearing 5 generators going in Nigeria.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
what's your you man named your electricity? What's it called again?
NEPA. Yeah. It's National Electric Power Association, something like that. So anyway,
I just found that funny.
Yeah.
Because when you refer, like, you don't refer to it like
NEPA
it's a person.
NEPA will take the light. Bro, they are a person now. No, I don't think you understand it, buddy. Alright, you see where I grew up, yeah? Where I grew up, yeah? My house here, on the first floor, at the balcony, the NEPA power plant was across the road. Do you know how frustrating it is here, seeing light across the road and you're in the darkness? Every night, bro. Every night. You see, like, I don't think you understand, yeah? I remember, like, X-Men, for instance, yeah? When you used to show X-Men in the morning on TV. So, like, in the morning they'll show the Marvel cartoons on TV. But, bro, Saturday, when the electric goes, you might not have electric for, like, maybe, like, 2-3 months in a row on Saturday. So when I go to my cousin's house now, and they've got the generator on permanently, because my uncle was a politician.
Okay.
Bro, 6 weeks holiday, my mum was like, oh, when you coming back home? Like, I'm like, I love it here, I'm not coming nowhere. That's my one.
Just smell it, you'll know which one's yours.
No, this is my one. Yo, dickhead, I'm about to smell it.
What's wrong with this guy? You said a lot of wild things
Who
today.
goes hygienist more, me or you?
You do probably.
All the time.
I've been hygienist for a while.
There you go.
I've been hygienist for a bit. Have you been hygienist before?
No.
Have you been hygienist before for your teeth?
Yeah,
Okay.
I go all the time.